Hello everyone, welcome to my channel! So, today we're gonna focus in the new features of 360 photo and video editing in Adobe. So, let's dive in! Well everyone, here we are in Photoshop and I did already load rectangular 360 photo, okay? Now, the new feature is I'm gonna select 360 layer and go to 3D and spherical. You can import, but I'm gonna create a new panorama from selected layers. Here we are! So, this is a photo that I took in Croatia while filming OBT of the beaten track, and I took my 360 camera. There were this beautiful beach over there. With this new feature, you can use a lot of tools like clone tools, selection, copy-paste stuff. I'm gonna show you. And start removing the shadow of the selfie stick with my Gear 360. That is really easy. Now you can correct your 360 photos, no problem, it's that easy. Now you can also add elements, like graphic elements. Like I'm gonna paint an arrow like this. And if I go rotate again, you see that it sticked to the 360 photo. That's nice. It's awesome. You also can work with layers and add different things like graphics, images and stuff like that. Just for this example, I'm gonna write a text over the arrow saying "the man." There we go. So I'm gonna edit this font here, up properties, and I want to change this to... There is this new cool vector stuff that you can change the weight. This is new edit, this is great. Like so. Okay. But as you can see, it isn't yet. I want to select the background again to have the option to turn around. It isn't in the 360 layer yet. So what we can do is go here and select the text, rasterize type, boom, and merge down. And now Photoshop do his magic and look at that! Awesome! Now that I am done, I want to export this image. Easy enough. Just go to 3D, spherical panorama, export panorama. Easy. This is really cool, but Adobe, please help us with this. So this is a picture that I took in the top of the mountain called Aiguille du Midi. It's in the French Alps. So we can clearly see that the image it's not corrected, and there is no way to correct this in Photoshop. Well, Adobe, it's not that difficult because you already have the technology. The technology is in Premiere, in After Effects. So why? I want to correct this. It's a photo. I don't want to import to Premiere to edit. Let's dive in Premiere Pro. And I want to show you this because it's really awesome. As you can see, this rectangular video, it's off. Let's go to the effects, type in VR, it will show all the effects of VR, and let's select the rotate, VR rotate sphere, and boom. And now I want to correct, this is the roll. Yes, there we go, there we go. With time, you get used to it. So we are looking at the back of the car. No, I want to look at the front of the car. So let's pan. And there we go. Please, Adobe, add this feature in Photoshop. It's not that hard. Come on, it's awesome. Beside that, we have other cool VR effects like glowing. If you can see, it's glowing here in the connection of the Aquarius in the 360 video. So as we jump to 360 view, we can see that the connection between the two parts of the video is perfect. Okay, let's remove the VR glow and let's, for example, add VR sharpening. And this is really good, especially with my Samsung 360. Add a bit of sharpening, not too much, like so, like 10. It really gives a little bit of sharpness that I really like. So the old Skybox plugin was awesome, and this one is also awesome. Well then, you can add all these effects in Photoshop. Please! They are awesome! What you can't have in Photoshop is transitions, because here we are working with video. And there is a lot of transitions. I'm gonna jump to the flat view, and as you can see, you have some cool transitions like so. We're gonna check out how it works in yeah, it's awesome. You have this really cool that is VR random blocks. That this I'm gonna even go a little bit longer, like 5 seconds, because it's really cool, this effect. Watch this. And the main thing is, it works really well. It's a really cool effect. Let's delete this one. And the iris wipe, the most known of them all. So let's go reset this view, and here it is, the iris working beautifully in VR. This is really awesome, but there is a missing feature in this workflow. When I go to 360 view and I go to full frame, it just doesn't work. It's stuck here. I cannot rotate, I can play it, but I am fixed in the same view. So so to be fair, Adobe has a really cool VR thing connected. It's cool, but I want to rotate even in this full frame feature. Please, Adobe, add that also. And in the video part, I want to show you one thing. So I have here my logo, and that you saw in the beginning of this video, and I want to put it in the 360 video. So I'm gonna go to here, and you have plane to sphere, and let's just put it down, and there we go. It's in 360 video. If I check it out, wow. So I don't want it here, I want to use it in the nadir. So I'm gonna pick up this guy and put it down. So I'm gonna rotate the projection to 90 degrees. There we go. And now if I check here it is. It's way too big. So I'm gonna reduce its size. And there we go. It's there. But it's actually a 3D object. So if I rotate the source, it means itself. If I do like this, you can see that it's actually in 3D in space. Well done, this is Premiere. So video, it's only 50% of the work. So let's work in the audio. If you can see here, this timeline that I'm working on is in VR properties in rectangular 360 video, but I don't have any audio options here. So I'm gonna create a new timeline, and this time the correct one. New sequence, and we have a new folder here called VR, and let's select this one. So this is the good one, yes. So what we have is Ambisonics audio, something like that. I don't know what that means, but it's really cool. Let's just select it, okay, and I'm gonna copy all my montage in here. So now what we have, it's a control in the audio by track. So if I go here to Window, Audio Tracks, Mixer, and now I can open the audio effects here, and I have my slots here. If you don't know this, it's really simple. You can add some basic like AQ or compression and a lot of stuff like this, but you have a special one over here that is binarizer ambition. Okay, this you can read it, and you have pan, that you can pan the audio, tilt the audio, and roll the audio. So this is really cool because you can say that on this first track you can say that the audio will come from there or from up there, and the person will listen to it clearly when he's looking up there. So that is really cool. Of course, it's a bit prehistorical controller, because if I'm gonna use, for example, parametric AQ and I double click on it, I really have traditional control of this. In here I don't have anything. I just have this really basic control. I prefer have like a sphere or a cube, origin of the audio inside of a cube, so, or a sphere, whatever, because it's a bit complicated work with this thing. So I'm gonna remove this, and now what I'm gonna do, just for example, I'm gonna add a new sound in this third track and go here and say this is going like behind me. So I just rotate 90 degrees. Come on, I can't write it down. It's 90 degrees. No, 180 degrees. So it means that this sound will come from behind. It's not easy to work on it, but it's really cool that we have this feature. And there we go. So we are done in Premiere Pro. And let's go Adobe After Effects. So let's take a look in the effects. And if you type in VR, you will find exactly the same effects as in Premiere Pro, except the transitions, because you won't use it here. This is After Effects. You won't edit the video here. You're just gonna make crazy stuff. So as you can see, I have the same video that we were working on Premiere Pro, and the cool stuff is that we have a new VR comp editor. If I press it here, I have it down here, and you can add a 2D edit or a 3D edit. So you can add a bunch of those, but you're gonna work one by one. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on adding a 2D edit. So I'm gonna click on it. You're gonna ask me which composition I want to work on. I just have this one, so I wanna work with it. And let's add a 2D edit. So After Effects did for me, this script did for me a bunch of stuff, okay? So I have now the output video, that is actually the video that I want to export, and my edit. When you want to open the edit, you press here, okay? If you want to go back to the output render, you press here. You don't jump between compositions over in the project, because it won't work properly. So go here, okay? You can add a lot of 2D or 3D edits, no problem. Edit this 2D thing. And what I want to do, I'm gonna advance in the video somewhere over here, and if I press the camera, the C for the camera, and I can look around. This is really cool. It's like in Photoshop. It is exactly the same tool. So that means that we can use the clone tool. What I'm gonna do here is open layer. And by open the layer, I can use the clone tool. So what I'm gonna do is zoom in and remove this tree. I don't want this tree over here. So like Photoshop, I'm gonna take a sample here and print out the tree. There we go. Now let's open output render. And there we go. No more tree over there. Well done. This is video. So while the camera is moving, the tree it's... If the camera was holding place, it would work properly. Really cool thing. I want to show you this. I was hand holding the camera through the window of the car, so it does rock a bit. So what I'm gonna do is add now a 3D edit, and it's the correct composition. And now what I can do, it's look around also. And now the really cool thing is, if I click in properties, I can apply a 3D camera. And now he's applying a 3D tracking camera to this image. So we're gonna wait. Come on. There we go. Now what it did track this point of view of the 360 image, and now I can create a camera. Now I can do two things. Or track scene, so it will track the 3D movement of the camera, and I can attach 3D objects to this 360 video. That is really cool. But what I'm gonna do is stabilize footage. Click on it, and there we go. So we're gonna look just on this point of view. As you can see, the image, it's much smoother than before. I'm gonna just press pause and look in the back and do it again. See how smooth the camera now is. It's awesome. So I'm gonna open output render. As you can see, our camera now it's smooth. The sphere of the equi-rectangular is not in the good position. Easy enough. Rotate sphere up, and let's try to correct this. So let's point to the front and there we go. Let's have a quick view of this. Much better. Well done, everyone. Here we are at the end of the video. So this is the main 360 new features in Premiere Pro, After Effects and Photoshop. So please Adobe, add in Photoshop the rotate sphere feature, because it will be really handy to photos, okay? Not just to videos, photos also. And in Premiere Pro, full frame, make it work properly, because we can't do click and drag on the 360 preview. So come on. One more thing, image stabilization on Premiere Pro. And a really simple one, just click and drag to the footage, because this method in After Effects, it's way too complicated. So in After Effects, the really cool tracking would be to track not one point of view, but the whole 360. That would be really awesome. Well, everyone, here we are at the end of the video. If I did forgot some 360 cool feature, leave it in the comments down below. If you learned something, drop a like. If you have any questions, leave it on the comments. I will try to answer if I can. And subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I am Miguel. Until next time, see ya.